Gross 83, aka Brockwoodstock, as I'm known in the streaming app. I obviously wasn't thrown in jail after the last video where I was dealing with illegal contraband. So that's definitely a good thing. And yes, I am showing my face. Now on Friday, I reviewed 3 beers, but only 2 of them were able to be released or dropped, is the newer term. Well, it's not that new, but people say the new album dropped by such and such an artist. So I was only able to drop 2 of those videos. So now I'm going to review the beer that I couldn't drop on Friday. This is also a beer from Sam Adams, as I mentioned in the other videos that Sam Adams Variety Pack is what I purchased. So they will all be from Sam Adams, and there are going to be a couple more, hopefully today. I'm enjoying the Bears game. It is a close one. It is almost halftime. I won't say the score because a fellow that goes by Tank Costello is going to be watching the game later, and he is a Dolphins fan, so I will only say it is a close game as they go into halftime, because I don't do spoilers, and it wouldn't be a spoiler anyway because it's only halftime. So let's get started with today's review. This is going to be I don't want to say that yet, but this is a beer that I've actually had before. This has been in their variety pack for a few years now, at least. But this is Old Fezziwig from Sam Adams. You can see it here. And this one, I'm going to take my glasses off. And this one is like the character that inspired it. This spiced ale is warm, festive, and worthy of celebration. All its own. Worthy of a celebration all its own. Its full body accompanies a deep malt character with notes of sweet toffee and rich dark caramel. Well, I can tell you that sounds delicious. Now, the only thing we can do is open it. Well, we can do a lot of things, but in this video, opening it is the wisest option. And it looks like one of the teams is in the red zone. Are they in the red zone? I don't know. There's 25 seconds left. There's a flag on the play. I have it muted, so I can't tell you who the flag is against. But this is a close game. Let's see. The referee has his hands on his heads. Uh-oh. Too many men on the field for Miami, so that will be a big penalty. But let's get into this Old Fezziwig. See this beautiful glass? You can see it here. This is honestly, I've already had a couple beers, so I don't think I'm quite catching a buzz yet, but probably after this one. But let's take a look. This one is coming in at 5.9% alcohol by volume, so I would definitely be careful when drinking this one. It is not a session beer. Anything above 5.5 takes you out of the session beer category. So if you plan on having a couple of these, I would go grocery shopping or run your errands. I would do that beforehand. Because this one will, after 2 or 3, you will definitely be past the legal limit. So be wary of that, because I do not condone drinking and driving at all. But let's look at this beer. This looks to be a darkish red. You can see here. Maybe you could call it an amber color. And this has a small head. So I don't know. Sometimes that's cause for concern, but we'll find out what it is about. Let's get the aroma. Nice aroma. Nothing too that pops out at me as being too overly exciting, but nothing that would make me not want to drink this beer either. Very refreshing, I will say. It's very. And here is a commercial. Speaking of, or not speaking about, but a commercial came on just for the horrifying abomination that is Michelob Ultra. So I reviewed that. I will never be drinking that again. But we're going to. I want everybody to get a good look at this. Now it's time for a sip. This is a serviceable beer, in my opinion, and I did say it in the review that I did not get to release or drop. This one has an oddly thin mouthfeel for a winter beer. Spring beers, to me, a light, medium, or thin mouthfeel are acceptable, but for winter beers, I prefer a heartier mouthfeel. So that is one negative. But it is a drinkable beer, so that is one positive. But let's get another sip. And what I'll do is I'll hold it in my mouth to make sure that I can taste the flavors, even if I cannot identify them. If it's a combination of good flavors, then I will like it. If it's a combination of unpleasant flavors, then I obviously will find it not tasty. But here we go. This is a strange one to me. It tastes almost like a mead or a wine. So this one is okay, but I'm gonna give it 3 stars because it's just not. If I saw a 6-pack of this, which I think it only comes in the variety pack, but I would not buy this to drink 6. I would buy it to maybe drink 1 or 2 at the most, because it just something about it that I just something about it that doesn't sit right with me. So this old fezziwig is going to get 3 stars from yours truly. So I wouldn't say avoid this one at all costs, but just go in knowing that it almost tastes like a wine instead of a beer. Now, beer can be a lot of varieties, with stouts, pilsners, wit beers, IPAs, all the different styles, but most of them still have a beer-ish taste, and this one just is weird, so I'm perplexed by this beer, to be quite honest. So get it. Try it if you get the variety pack, but it's not the best. So that is all. This is Gross 83, and this has been my review of Sam Adams' Old Fezziwig. And thank you. And before I go, let's give a shout out. We are going to shout out Tiffany and her man. We are going to shout out Sandy. We are going to shout out Brother Wolf. Yes, Brother Wolf. We are going to shout him out. Now, we are also going to shout out Avo Cadorable. We are going to shout out Savage. And we are going to shout out McKinley and her man, Jay. We are not going to shout out Sour Buns or Sour Puss or whatever that person's name was, who had the unmitigated gall to kick Barack Woodstock out of that stream. You are a non-winner. That's it. You don't just see that. To me, let's get into this right now. In the streaming app, people have bouncers that if somebody's being obnoxious or trolling in a mean way, that they can kick people out. But this Sour Patch or Sour whatever, they are just kicking people out left and right without permission from the streamer. A good bouncer respects the streamer, and they get permission from the streamer. So if you have a bouncer that's just kicking people out left and right, maybe you need to think about not making them a bouncer. So a lot of people on here don't know what I'm talking about, but some people do. So if you have a bouncer that's just kicking people out just because they like people with brown eyes instead of blue, then that's not the kind of bouncer you need, because the streamer is the leader. The streamer is the boss of their stream. They tell the bouncers what to do. The bouncers do not dictate who gets kicked out or banned. The streamer dictates that by saying, yes, green light, kick this person out. So I just wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. And I want to thank everybody for watching. And there will be another review very soon. So look for that later today. Goodbye from yours truly, Gross 83, a.k.a. Brock Woodstock. Goodbye and not good night. Anyways, goodbye.